What is up? Hello. 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 Hello and goodbye. Welcome to the next episode of, or I guess the next entry log of my very own life. My very uneventful, unadmirable, inconsequential life. What is good? It's your boy, Cowboy. Hello. Also known as Fulcher Alex, I guess, in the fucking in the adding of the life. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Okay. I know I say that every time I start this fucking thing, but how else am I gonna fucking start this? I hope you're having a great day. I'm gonna start like turning down that music because it's fucking bothering me. Yeah, so I already had a full entry log, talked through, recorded. It was fucking set up perfectly. Completely perfect. Like I was having fun. I think I'm not like that recording that is now lost. It had a lot of things that I actually like I didn't even know I wanted to talk about. I just started talking about shit off the top of my brain. But I guess now a day after I have to re-record everything, which is fine. It's only 30 minutes of my day, 30 minutes of yours. It really pays no mind. We have like what, 8 hours? Not 8 hours, like almost 12 hours depending on when and how long you're up for. It's pretty good. 30 minutes of your day doesn't mean nothing. So without further ado, I hope you have had a great day. You're having a good day. I know this is gonna release maybe at 5 o'clock. That's okay. Today's weather forecast is bright and sunny, and it's actually kind of warm. When I recorded it yesterday, it was actually it was kind of gloomy. It was half gloomy and then half like all right. And I just realized I did not fucking get my water. I'm gonna be parched, dude. I'm gonna be parched. So today's episode is sponsored by Dry Mouth. When you have dry mouth, well, there's nothing you can do. All you need is a refreshing beverage that you don't have. So thank you, Dry Mouth, for sponsoring this episode, and I hope I have you soon. I will have it in approximately 15 minutes, whether or not my saliva keeps my mouth lubricated. So thank you, Dry Mouth. You guys should try it out. All you got to do, it's really simple. It's free, absolutely free. You can find it at any convenience store or really in a basement near you. Dry mouth, really, all that has to do with how much you talk, how nervous you are, or if you got high. So, maybe it costs a little bit of money to get it. Maybe $7 if you got edibles, or, God knows how much weed you bought and you're fucking stoned to the sky. There's paid ways and then there's free ways for Dry Mouth. So thank you, Dry Mouth, once again for sponsoring this entry log. So with that out of the way, not really much has happened, really. I'm gonna be honest. At least for my day today. When it comes to the weekend, I mean, a lot of shit happened. A lot of things. I went on a hike. I went on a hike for a boy and his birthday. We went with a couple friends. That was fun. That was nice. They wanted to go to an abandoned house. Didn't work out. That's okay. They wanted to do brunch. Didn't work out for me. Maybe worked out for them. I don't know really what the fuck happened. I had a lovely hike at like fucking 9:30 in the morning. And yeah, it was fun. I took my girl, I picked up my boy, my homie Isham, and we just went riding along all the way up to like north of Brampton. So we went to like somewhere in Caledon. Um and like I mean if you're listening to this not in the GTA or in Toronto and you're you might be Nigerian maybe. You will not know what the fuck Caladin is or a Caladin is. A Caladin is. You can't eat it. Rest assured, you cannot. I tried. It's nothing but forest. I'm not talking about the sexual forest. It's not a bush or a salad. Um, yeah, we went hiking. That was really nice. Straight decline one way, coming back the opposite way. It's straight incline. So it's like half the walk is good luck, soldier. Gonna have to take breaks if you're not fit. Good thing we only took one. Or I guess we took two once we got all the way to the top. Had to stop because my shoddy was getting tired. My shoddy. Shoddy. Oh shit, wait, I think it cuts out. Shoddy. 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 I don't know. Yeah, so we went hiking. It was my homeboy's birthday. I still gotta give him his present, so I don't know when the next time I'll see him, but I'll have to give it to him sometime soon, hopefully. Yeah, so we did that on Saturday. Sunday, I was obliged to go. My girl had made some plans with her friends for not just her birthday, I guess, but for another one of her friends' birthdays. And we went to hang out at a fucking arcade. That was fun. Play a little bit of golf. I don't like golf, but pass the time. We played like this shitty VR game, and this VR like okay, so now VR, not VR. Now arcades are trying to implement like VR into their suite of games to play, which is crazy. Like you got pinball right next to fucking VR, and they have like a miniature uh VR space for like there's like a shooting one where you're trying to just live and survive, and then there's another one where you're just trying to score points, and kind of like if you've been to an arcade before, I'm sure you have. If you have like a little bit of money, or if you're just of age, and you make money. Um, there's this one arcade where you shoot. It's like either Jurassic World or like Transformers, or it's like The Walking Dead or whatever you have. But you're like you go inside and you start shooting things at like a screen. You have a gun, and it's like co-op. They have that now, but in VR format, and you're shooting people like in the VR headset, I guess. But the VR headset is connected to the stupid gun, so you have wherever you look, you have to also move your gun, and it looks stupid. It looks uncomfortable. But that's not the one I tried. Like I didn't try the last two one. Last the first two that I mentioned. But I did try the last one I'm gonna talk about right now, and it's like okay, you're in a saucer, so like a UFO type fucking machine. It has like hydraulics at the bottom to help you move, and that shit just makes you nauseous. You put on the VR headset on, and then you like strap yourself in like it's a roller coaster. You sit, and then there's buttons on like the armrests by like your hands. So like put your arms down on the armrest like you're watching a movie, and then right at your hand there's a button to press. And so now you're in this roller coaster like machine with a headset on, and then before you even get on, you can choose an experience. And of course, my girl chose the Chinese one, but that Chinese one was so ass. Like it was so bad. We were just watching um like a mobile game ad, but it was severely severely lacking in graphical quality. Like nowadays you got like Raid Shadow Legends, and like the quality of the game looks kind of nice. It looks like what a game would have looked like on the PS3, but it's now on your phone and drains your battery. Um but now um we just have a stupid mobile game. that was maybe released like in the early 2010s, like, or maybe not even 2010s, but 2015 ish, when like they started making mobile games. And like, dude, it's so bad. Like, it's supposed to like you're supposed to be flying through, like, and you're flying. It's like a roller coaster. You don't move. You just sit there and go, wow, whoa. But the entire time, like, oh, you just want to fucking vomit, dude. It was so bad because like not only is your perspective moving, but the saucer is moving, and they're not even synced together. And like I just had to like look down or close my eyes. It was it was an experience, to say the least. And then at the end, you're fighting a dragon with your fingers, and you have to press that button that I mentioned on the armrest, and you just gotta keep tapping that shit, and then look up at the weak points of the dragon, and you're just like going pew 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 with a handgun, like a finger gun, pew 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 pew, every time you hit the stupid button. And so that shit was like a complete waste of time. But then the rest of the shit we did, like they had archery there, man. Like I didn't get the chance to do archery in high school, even though they offered it. My high school was like halfway like constructing, but like the term after mine got to do archery. So I got to do archery finally with a real bow. I pulled it back all the way like I was fucking Katniss Everdeen. I wonder how that came out, but um, that shit was sick. I didn't want to do it again because I didn't want to waste the credits that we got, but we did some shooting with a sniper rifle as well. So because I was like right next to it, and that shit had like crazy drop off because it was shooting rubber bullets. It wasn't that high powered, and you had a scope, but you had to like account for a lot of drop off. So yeah, and that was fun. That was fun. Um, did the golfing simulator. Did a little bit of a soccer ball simulator as well, but that was fucking that felt like a waste of time. I'll be honest, complete waste of time. And then on the way there and on the way back, I was hearing these crazy stories. Or I guess it's just one crazy story about this girl's dating life. And boy, oh boy. And like, it's not my girl. Thank God. Thank God it's not my girl. I would hope that it's not anybody's girl. But it's this girl is with a guy, so it's somebody's girl. And we're driving to the arcade, going to meet their friends. I had to pick my girl's friend up from her place. And we're driving, and suddenly she starts talking about like, um, oh, my girl asks her, who are you seeing? I haven't talked to you in so long. Last time I talked to you, you had broken up. And the girl goes, yeah, I broke up with him a long time ago, Alex, if you didn't know. And then she spilled the beans about this guy, why they broke up, how they broke up. But in the midst of telling the story, there were so many branches out that accounted for like 6 other guys after she broke up with that one dude. Like 2 of them had like deep in their last name. Like I'm not gonna say the actual name. They weren't Indian, but like for the sake of the story, they had deep at the end. So we had like shallow deep and then deep deep. And then like while we're talking, we're like shallow deep did this, and then deep deep did this. And it was like clear at the start. And then but midway through, she just switches up and just starts referring them as deep. So we don't know what the fuck is going on. We're like, so wait, was it deep that fucked you in the ass, or was it deep that that gave you flowers and was all romantic? And there was no ass fucking. I'm just using that as a fucking example. Um, that was terrible. The thing is, yesterday I had um such a clean journal entry. But today I'm just hog wild. Rah, rah. Hear me, for I am the swearer of unclean. Anyways, back to the deep and shallow deep story. Um, yeah, there was like 50 deeps, dude. And I'm thinking in the back of my head, like, how many girls go throughout their young life, their youth, dating like so many guys, just one after another. You know, like, oh, 2 month period has finally clocked out, switching teams, not to the other team, like the women, but we gotta switch coaches over here. Our players, our front line needs a bit of a switch, a sub in. The stamina's running real low. Cause like, I mean, for myself, like I haven't been with many people, but I think I'm quite experienced, mainly because I never got with. There was a certain period where I just never got with anybody, but I just took the time to understand how people thought, so I could pick and choose who I liked and who I didn't, who I should maybe pursue a little bit more and understand more about. Hence how I got with my girl. But his girl, like in this one story, in this car ride, this is it's not even like a long car ride. It was maybe a 40-minute car ride. She told us about like 9 different dudes. Um, in the span of a year, by the way. It's not even like like, oh, if you had 8 years and you approximated one guy per year, that's just tough luck. Maybe you just had the wrong guy, you know, or you had the wrong girl, and you're still trying to like trudge through and find something honest, something truthful. But this girl went through 9, motherfucker. 9. I asked her, does your guy know? And she says, fuck no. Ah, hell nah. Oh, hell nah. She doesn't know. And not only that, I mean, shit. If I knew that, maybe if I was older, I'd be fine. I hit 30, I'd be like, you know what, you did your due diligence, you fucked around and found out, you know, because at least by 30, I would have fucked around and found out, you know. Not that I would have, it's just like I would have been dated many people. But why do I have to defend myself? My girl doesn't even listen to this. Anyways, another sidetrack. Get to the damn fucking point of your story, man. We're sitting here waiting until you get to the end, and it's just nothing but yap. Anyways, yeah, and so 9 dudes, 40-minute car ride, and she says that she met up with her ex that she broke up with a year ago. So the guy that fucking started it all for her in this one year, and well, he met up with him, and blah 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 blah. This and that happens all private. Not gonna really spill that, but I asked, so does your guy know? Your your lover know? Your partner? And she says no. I don't think I'll tell him. And I go, why? Would you want that for yourself? Would you want him to go behind your back and ask, um, not even ask, hang out with an ex without you knowing? And she goes, yeah, maybe. I think I would. If she didn't tell me, if he didn't tell me, I think I would be fine. And that, you know what that means? Fuck no, she wouldn't be okay with it. She would get like hella insecure. She said, to her credit, she went, you know, if he did tell me, yeah, I don't think I would like that. But if he didn't, if he kept it hidden, yeah, I'd be fine. And all that is just her justifying what she did, you know. And I'm like, wow, I'm so glad I don't got to deal with that, because not really a close friend to my partner, my wife, um, my wife to be my wifey. Yeah, they're not really close, thank God. Because then, I mean, technically there would be like 50% of the people, the average of the people around you is what you become, some shit like that. But yeah, it's fucking insane. What I heard that whole story. Um, and that was my weekend. Nothing fucking happened Monday. Fucking chilling. Um, no sniping today. There was sniping yesterday. I talked about that, but I don't even remember what I said at this point. I didn't even write it down. It wasn't even worth it. It wasn't even worth fucking jotting down. Um, but I did have another thing, another thought. It's a plot to a movie. In this movie, or like it doesn't even have to be a movie. I was thinking like a TV show. Is if you know TLC, the I think it's a channel. It's a broadcasting channel, but TLC, they do like reality TV shows. So they do 90 Day Fiance, group two guys up, not guys, but like a pair group a pair up, and see if in 90 days they're willing to get married, like that, to fiance and get married, to engage and get married. Um, and that's the whole plan. Dude, that shit is so interesting. It's so fun to watch. I like it's been watched many times. Like the hype is gone, but that it's on this specific channel, TLC, and so they have like maybe rednecks or beauty pageants, just different reality TV shows. And my reality TV show, like I already know, like like a show like it exists, but it's like following the lives of like two midgets, two like little people, and how they go about their day to day life. From the moment they met to their divorce and then their remarriage into a normal, to just they got together. So these two midgets got together. These two little people got together and had like kids, divorced, then got married to normal people of normal bodily affliction. And I at this point I don't know where it is. I don't know where the plot is because I've never watched the TV show. I just heard about this fucking channel, not this channel, this show at an open mic. But then my idea for a new TV show is called Little People Big City. Little People Big City. And so the whole plot of the show is that it follows a midget from the countryside moving to the big city, and his adaptation to living alone in his own apartment, dealing with big people things. Because I would assume like a midget in the farmland has like things custom made for him, but now this guy, he's got to find different ways to go about life in the big city. That like imagine like you have a wide shot, but it's a midget, it's a little person, and like against like these skyscrapers, and these skyscrapers are already fucking massive, but you do a wide shot and it's just this guy's so tiny. It's fucking like, you know, and he could sit anywhere because um, there's no benches in Toronto at least. At least not very common. So he could just sit any like on the steps, and it looks like he's at a monument. And so like it's Little People Big City, and it's not just like the main character. Like it follows the main character's really a reality TV show. Like it does like the interview, like, oh, how was it coming into your first day into this apartment? And then he goes, it's a little bit hard, but I made it work. I found a chair that I could climb, and I can finally wash the dishes. I can finally put my dishes somewhere. And then it's not just that. It's not just him. It's like the whole crew, the cameraman, the boom guy, um, and like the stylist, the fucking wardrobe assistant, whatever it needs to run the show. They're also midgets. So every now and then it'll break the fourth wall. It's not scripted. It doesn't have to be, but it has like key moments of his life. And so while they do the interview, they also pan around, or not even the interview, like they do the wide shot. It also pans around to the crew, and showing how the crew is struggling to hold these big people equipment. And I think it's a fantastic idea. I think it would be so entertaining, and you would give all these little people a job. and then technical skills for the real world, the up and comers. But the hard part is finding these little people. Um, and the producer and the director can be normal, so then like it looks like the movie Elf with Will Ferrell, where like by the end of the movie, he goes to the elves that help Santa Claus, and he's just this massive guy amidst really tiny people. So I would assume like the director is like this 6 foot, 7 foot guy, and then the producer might be like a normal dude, and and then they go about the show. And so from occasion, they'll interview even the director with how like the struggles of capturing this authentic version of these little people in the big city. Ah, ah. I think it's a good idea. Okay, you just hold that there. It's a great idea. But how we're gonna get it done? It probably wouldn't ever. Um, if I had the opportunity to pitch the idea, but not necessarily like build on the idea, absolutely. Could we make it into a comedy movie? Maybe. Bring awareness to the little people out in the world, the big world, the wide world. I think it'd be a fantastic idea. Wonderful. Um, and that's what I actually was talking about yesterday, but I didn't add the interview part. The interview part is some nuance. Okay, today I had a really good day, but I had a lot of trouble. I had a lot of trouble doing my laundry. Sometimes it would be nice if you got the crew to help me do my laundry, but sometimes it takes hours, and I don't have hours. I don't know how they talk. Okay, I think they would even have like a deeper voice than me. I'm kind of just being, I'm kind of just being mean. Um, but that's why I'm trying to say little people instead of midgets. Never met a guy. I've seen them from a distance, but never had the courage to go talk to them. They're intimidating. Oh, oh, yeah. But that was the weekend. That was my weekend, and it's about now that my mouth is getting dry mouth. So I would like to, uh, not so subtle segue into my sponsor for this episode. Once again, thank you, Dry Mouth, for sponsoring this video. Um, I really believe it's a fantastic product. It really gets people aware about the internal workings of their mouth and how they should always stay hydrated. So stay hydrated, folks. Like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this entry. And I shall see you all in the next entry Thursday. Thank you all. Ain't that a crazy? That was a pretty good outro, no? Huh? Oh yeah. Have a good rest of your Tuesday, your Wednesday, and see you all on Thursday. See you, folks.